now for Cavalier Between Games, featuring today's episode of The Life of the Umpire, followed by other Between Games entertainment. That's all leading up to Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's what white people think. You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
The Life of the Umpire.
From an Ode to the Umpire by Cliff Eastham. An umpire's life is not that fun. Spending 4 hours in the dry hot sun, making calls that half dislike, telling rowdy managers to take a hike.
And now, today's episode of The Life of the Umpire.
Today we're at the Goat Coffee House on Water Street talking with the Chippewa River League's Director of Umpires, Teddy Joas. And this is the first episode in the series, The Life of the Umpire, where we examine what it's like to be a baseball umpire in the CRBL or any other baseball league for that matter. So, Teddy, welcome, and let's start by letting folks know a little bit about you, where you're from, your family, your background in baseball.
Sure. Born and raised here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Have wife, 4 kids. Current teacher in the Eau Claire School District. And a girls basketball coach at Regis High School. I've been around baseball pretty much since my whole life, since I was a little kid that I remember playing Little League up at DeLong.
Okay.
Now that's the Nationals, and now they've kind of moved over off Jeffers Road. But back then, the National League, that was called, was up there. They had the American League over at North, which is no longer there.
Okay.
The American League was over on the south side, and then I can't remember what the league was up. The Majors. The Majors was the league up in over at North. But been umpiring for around 25 years.
Okay.
Started as kind of a summer job, I'd say, when I was probably like 13, 14, doing Little League games over at DeLong. Bike up there, and I think it was $10. To call a Little League game, and that was good money for a 14-year-old kid. And,
Sure.
Kind of stuck with it throughout that.
Yeah, you've been to a lot of baseball games, and you're at baseball games all summer long.
Sure.
That's got to place some demands on the family. They've either got to be serious baseball fans themselves, or how do you guys deal with that?
Yeah, I got a very supportive wife, and she knows this is something that I really enjoy. It's kind of, being a teacher, I got my summers off, so it helps. But being around the kids all day too, sometimes I need a little outlet too, like most of us in life. So doing that, a game a night here, and on a weekend doubleheader or something, it's kind of a good mental health break too, I would say.
Sure. Now, it seems to me that it takes a pretty strong constitution to be an umpire, because it's almost part of the American pastime to heckle the umpire.
Yeah.
So what brought you, a seemingly sane person, to put up with that kind of abuse?
I think that's kind of part of the game. I used to officiate basketball until I got into the high school coaching world, and then I still officiate football, so I think most officials officiate more than one sport.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of something that you have to enjoy. You have to understand you're gonna put up with fans, coaches, sometimes players, unfortunately, here and there. But I think the idea of it is, at least I have, is you always want to call the perfect game.
Sure.
And I'm not sure that's possible. I know I haven't done it because.
And wouldn't it probably be, if you call the perfect game, nobody else is going to notice? Because if the umpires are doing a really good job, they they shouldn't be noticed
Correct.
very much.
Yeah, no, and so if we always say, that the goal is to get in and out without being noticed. Mm-hmm. But usually you're noticed at some point for something. So, but I think it's the idea of chasing.
What do you mean a strike?
Yeah, I think it's all about chasing that perfect game that you want called, and it's hard. I mean, in a baseball game, especially, you see roughly 300 pitches in a game.
Sure.
And you got to be laser focused for all those. And human nature is you.
And if that pitcher's painting the black, your opinion is going to be different than a lot of other people that are at that ballpark.
Oh yeah. Yep, and a little catcher's movements, by an inch or two, can really throw the crowd or coaches in a
folks, we
frenzy.
call that framing the plate.
Yeah, framing or freezing. I tell the catchers stop framing when they move the glove.
Sure.
Freezing's when they catch and kind of turn their wrist and kind of lock it in a spot.
Sure.
I always tell them freezing helps umpires and helps limit some of that extracurricular stuff. But
now, if a person were interested in becoming an umpire, what kind of training is available for them?
Sure, I get asked that a lot from guys I actually got 2 new umpires in the CRBL this year that they said they've umpired for a few years and now they want to start doing more, and I usually try to tell them start with some lower level games. Lower level meaning like age usually. Like I tell them go start at like Mount Simon, the 13, 14, 15-year-old leagues up there, just to get just to see some of that first, and then kind of get them into some junior Legion games because I schedule those, and then some Legion and CRBL stuff. You kind of, I don't want to say it's a progression, but it kind of is.
Sure.
And it's not that people can't just jump into the CRBL, but usually just to familiarize themselves with the game, and that helps tremendously.
Well, and as the player's skill level increases, the close borderline plays are going to increase, and the experience pays.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, the hardest calls are the bang bang calls, and like you just mentioned, the pitches on the black there.
Sure.
And those usually kind of can go either way.
Sure.
We don't have the benefit of a replay system or anything like that.
Right.
So, so if we're wrong, we got to live with it.
Okay.
It can't be overturned for the good of the call, but just getting experience and working it, and then also I think watching the game helps. Watching, I watch a ton of Major League Baseball games with MLB package that I subscribe to, but it's seeing that and understanding calls and things, but I think that helps too, to just you got to familiarize yourself with game and ultimately the rules the best you can.
Well, Teddy, thank you for joining us today on Life of the Umpire, recorded at the Goat Coffee House on Water Street. We have many more topics to talk about, and we'll get to those on future episodes of The Life of the Umpire. Our next episode will be between games during the next Cavalier doubleheader. I'm Rick Olson, inviting you to stay tuned for our coverage of Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader.
This has been today's episode of The Life of the Umpire.
From Ode to the Ump by Barbara Gorlick. Watch him there behind the plate, the guy referred to as Blue. Hey Blue, you must be blind. How could you call that ball strike 2? He takes the ribbing all in stride. Been doing this for many years. Loves the game, the fans, the kids. Lots of fun, and yes, sometimes tears. Too soon the season will be over and done. But next year the kids will come to play. The ump will smile and call batter up. He'll be having fun, just like he is today.
Stay tuned. Coming up in just a few minutes will be Game 2 of today's doubleheader on NLWN-TV.
If you're buzzed and doing this, to make yourself feel okay to drive,
ZWX.
You're not okay to drive.
YGKLVW. regular you. If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
You've been tuned to Cavalier Between Games. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Game 2 of today's Cavalier doubleheader.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Eau Claire Cavalier baseball is on the air.
Fly ball out into center field. It's hit hard. It's hit long, and it's gone! A home run for Cole Hyman!
NLWN-TV proudly presents today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us while we follow the Cavaliers as they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball out into right field. This one's tagged, and it's out of here! Into the fan deck, a 2-run home run by Gabe O'Brien.
And now, out to the ballpark for Eau Claire Cavalier baseball.
And we're one pitch into game 2. Caden Erickson just laced it foul down the left field line. And we're ready to start the second game. And the pitch, that's high and away for a ball. Steph Skatasa is on the mound for the Tilden Tigers. Otherwise, defensively, they are set up exactly the way they were in game 1 with Byer at third, Drew Steinmetz at short, LaRock at second, Lacey at first. And the pitch, called strike on the outside corner. Jordan Steinmetz behind the plate. Lucas Steinmetz, Halverson, and Schemenauer in the outfield from left to right. Following Erickson at the plate will be Bemnister and Windenhausen. Here's the pitch. That's outside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cavs drop game number 1, 2-0 to the Tigers. Now trying to gain the split of the doubleheader. And there's a foul off down the third base side towards the Tiger dugout. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. That'll bring up Xavier Bemnister. Bemnister went 0 for 3 in game 1. Skatasa looking in. He winds and delivers. It's high and away for ball 1. And the pitch is low and inside, ball 2. Erickson, Bemnister, Windenhausen, then Timon, Knickerbocker, Dayton. Cade Mueller is in this game, just got added to the Cavalier roster recently. We saw him last year. Strike called in the inside corner. Then Palmer, Tillman, and Delikowski. Cavs will be using an extra hitter in game 2. Here's the pitch. There's a ball. Count is full. And the pitch. That's a strike called. I guess it's full now. And the pitch. That's in the dirt, ball 4. So Bemnister draws a walk. And the pitch to Windenhausen is high and away. Throw over to first. Bemnister gets back. Ball and no strikes to Carson Windenhausen. He also went 0 for 3 in game 1. Swing and a miss. Counts even at 1-1. And make sure Dan's staying awake over here next to me.
Yeah, I'm not good at this. I'm trying to catch these third base coaches' signs.
Okay.
I've never been right yet.
Swing and a miss, and down to second, and in safely is Bemnister with a stolen base. So the count goes 1-2 to Windenhausen.
Yeah, good jump by Xavier to get the second base.
Bemnister takes his lead at second. Skatasa looking in and delivers. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 down. That'll bring up Cole Timon, who also went 0 for 3 in game 1. Timon steps in. Bemnister steps off the bag at second. Skatasa peeks over at second. Third time. And the pitch is a called strike at the letters.
Yeah, last game those probably would have been balls, but we got a new umpire this time around, so the strike zone is going to be different now.
And the pitch. And that one missed outside. A ball and a strike to Cole Timon. Base hit should score a run. Ants could use some of that medicine after getting shut out. Ground ball over to short. Steinmetz gets it and throws it over to first, and they get Timon. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We completed a half inning in game 2, and it's the Cavaliers nothing, and the Steinmetz-led Tigers coming to bat on NLWN-TV.
Menominee Eye and Optical can help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract or LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eyewear for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality personalized care for you and your family.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old. But I am a camping influencer. You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay.
Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
On the mound for the Cavaliers is Andrew Milner. He has a record of 1-0. And an ERA of 0.00. This is his third appearance of the season. He threw an inning yesterday as well. Cavaliers defensively, behind the plate is Sam Knickerbocker. Out at third base is Xavier Bemnister. Caden Erickson's at short. Cody Dayton at second. Cole Timons at first. Brayton Tillman is out in left. Trenton Palmer is in center. And Carson Windenhausen in right. Leading off for the Tilden Tigers is Jordan Steinmetz, the catcher. Steinmetz went 0 for 3 in game 1. That pitch is high. And the pitch. That's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last year, Milner led the team in strikeouts. Shakes off a couple of signs. And he delivers. That one's outside. Couldn't get the curveball to stay over the plate. Three balls and a strike. 2 balls and a strike. That one's chopped foul. Counts even at 2-2. And here's the pitch. That's outside. You know, Dan, it's too bad the Tilden Tigers have kind of taken themselves out of the running for the top dog trophy, the trophy we're giving out for the best hot dogs in the league, or in best hot dogs that we visit all summer.
Yeah, we can't even get one there today.
Today, they don't have a concession stand running, and this is the only time we'll be facing the Tigers here. Ball force, and Steinmetz down to first. It's going to bring up Drew Steinmetz. He went 2 for 2 and scored a run in game number 1. He squares to bunt, sends it over to the mound, and out to first for the out, and the sacrifice bunt is affected. And it moved Jordan Steinmetz over to second base. Brings up Tanner Helverson. Helverson went 1 for 2, scored a run in game 1. And the pitch. Inside for a ball.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he called it a strike. Sure looked like it went inside, but we'll take it. No balls and a strike. Fly ball out into center field. Drifting over and making the catch is Trenton Palmer.
Oh, play to plate.
They got him. And the Tilden manager is very upset by the call.
Were they calling interference?
They're trying to get interference called, I believe. But at any rate, they're going to say he's out at the plate.
Yeah, he was out at the plate.
Yeah.
It's what happened between third and home.
That's what Ryan Beyer is arguing. Ryan Bemnister getting out close enough that he can make sure that the call doesn't change. And it doesn't. So, Elverson flies out to center field. Or just a second, that was Shook flying out. And then they got Jordan Steinmetz at the plate. So, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Oh, check that. It wasn't Shook that did that. It was Helverson flying out. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And we played one inning, and there's no score on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
And we're back here at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls. A little bit of controversy there to end the first inning, Dan.
Yeah. It was out of my view because of the building, but the play at home was good. It's what happened maybe between short and third or turning third was a discussion by Tilden. I don't know. So, but it all got straightened out.
Well, the umpires held their ground and said, no, that's what we saw, and that's the way it's going to be. The throw at the plate was a great throw, and they got him dead to rights. So leading off for the Cavaliers is Sam Knickerbocker. He went 1 for 3 in Game 1. He's catching in Game 2. He's showing signs of his bat starting to heat up. There's a high fly foul on the left side, out of play.
Jesus fucking Christ.
We apologize for the language that probably came over. That was Ryan Beyer of the Tilden Tigers. He's rather upset about the call. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sam Knickerbocker. And the pitch. Broken bat, fly ball. And making the catch in foul territory is Beyer. Nolan Beyer. Brings up Cody Dayton. And there's a called strike on the inside corner. Here's the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. Balls and one strike to Cody Dayton. Skatasa winds and delivers. Line shot out into right field for a base hit. Dayton checks in at first. By the way, Dayton had gone 1 for 3 in game 1, so he's got a couple hits on the day. That's going to bring up Cade Mueller, the designated hitter, making his first plate appearance for the Cavs this year. And that pitch was low. Skatasa at the belt. And the pitch. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. And that's going to move Cody Dayton over to second. And that's going to bring up Trenton Palmer. Palmer went 0 for 3 in game 1. Cavs with runners at first and second, nobody out. Or check that, one out. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. Runners take their leads. Skatasa's pitch swung on and missed. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Trenton Palmer. Braden Tillman on deck for the Cavs. Skatasa steps off. Oh, he's back on the rubber. And the pitch. It's high for a ball. There's a ball and 2 strikes. Palmer had a notion, but didn't go. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. I'll bring up Brayton Tillman. He went 1 for 2 in game 1. And the pitch. It's high. And the pitch. That's a called strike. Outside third of the plate. Skatasa looks at second. And delivers. Pop foul out of play. One ball, 2 strikes. 2 down. We're in the top of the second inning. No score in Chippewa Falls game 2. And a called third strike. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've played an inning and a half. And there's no score from Chippewa Falls on NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
In Chippewa Falls, Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, Amanda Lemler, and Cassie Nelson, all bringing you today's doubleheader between the Cavaliers and the Tilden Tigers. Bottom of the second inning, leading off for the Tigers, John Shook. He went 0 for 2 in game 1. And there's a called strike. Andrew Milner on the mound, starts his motion and delivers. Fouled straight up and over toward the fence, just on the wrong side of the fence. Timon was there, but it came down amongst the fans and not amongst the players. Ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. That one's down in the dirt. And the pitch. That's low. And the count is full to John Shook. And the pitch. Ground ball over to short. Erickson gets it, fires to first, and they got him. The throw pulled Timon's foot off the bag, but then he was able to reach it back and tap the base just before Shook got there. Adam LaRock comes to the plate. He went 1 for 3 in game 1. And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field, moving over And getting under it and making the catch is Brayton Tillman. Jacob Lacey comes to the plate. 0 for 2 in the first game. 2 down. Milner looks in for the sign and fires. The first pitch is low and away for ball 1. Here's the pitch. Called strike at the letters. And the 1-1 pitch. That's a called strike. At the knees. A ball and 2 strikes. To Jacob Lacey. Milner winds and fires. Oh, that just missed, and not by much. Maybe a hair outside. 1-2 is the count. Here's the wind and the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball over to second. Picked up by Dayton, flipped to first, and in time. So the Tigers go down in order, 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second, and we have no score after 2 innings on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on June 1st when the Phoenix will travel to Wisconsin Dells to face the Wisconsin Wolfpack. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the Northern Lights Football League on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on June 1st.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Back here at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls, and due up for the Cavaliers in the top of the 3rd inning is Jerome Dilakowski, the extra hitter, then back to the top of the order with Erickson and Bemnister. Dilakowski did not appear in game 1. Skatasa delivers, and it's a strike called at the knees. Dilakowski wears the high socks. That's more to accommodate his knee brace, I think, than anything. And the pitch. Strike called. No balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the 5th strikeout for Skatasa. Takes us back to the top of the order. Caden Erickson, and he has one of those 5 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike at the letters. This umpire has a little bit higher strike zone.
Yeah. Last game, letters probably wouldn't have got you. Today he can.
Check swing ball.
Or this game, he can.
A ball and a strike to Caden Erickson. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into left center field. That's going to find the gap and go all the way out to the fence. Erickson is going to check in at second base with a stand-up double. That's Erickson's third double of the season. That'll bring up Xavier Bemnister. He drew a walk in his first time up, also stole a base. One down. Cavs have a runner on second. Here's the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Erickson with his lead, and the pitch is high for a ball. Skatasa at the belt, looks over at second. And there's a strike called. The ball's in a strike to Xavier Bemnister. And the pitch. Soft liner out into left field is going to be in for a hit. Erickson rounds third. Here comes the throw to the plate. And Erickson's in safe because it got past the catcher. And the Cavs are on the board.
That go base for running by Caden Erickson.
And give Bemnister an RBI. This might have been a little shot in the rear end that the Cavaliers needed.
Yeah, this time around, it seems like you're seeing the pitchers a little bit better than first game.
Carson Windenhausen went down swinging his first time up. Throw over to first, and Bemnister back in down and dirty again like he did last time. He doesn't mind getting in front of that uniform. A little dusty and dirty. Takes the lead. And the pitch. Check swing, strike. And the pitch. That's a strike called. That was on the inside half of the plate. The ball's 2 strikes. Skatasa delivers. Runner goes, throw down to second, and they got him. So Bemnister gets caught stealing for the second out of the inning. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Carson Windenhausen.
Yeah, good throw by Jordan Steinmetz. A little high, but
in plenty of time. And I thought Bemnister got a pretty decent jump. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. So that'll do it for the Cavs, but they do pick up a run on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left on base. We have completed 2.5, and it's the Cavaliers 1 and the Tigers nothing on NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform like you want, you first need to know about your soil. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 715-586-1302. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, soil testers for the Chippewa Valley.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
We're getting to the bottom of the third inning. Cavs on top, 1-0. 2 up for the Tigers are Nolan Byer, Cole Zwiefelhofer, and Luke Schemenauer. Nolan Byer was 0 for 2 in Game 1. And the pitch. That's a strike called. And the pitch. Fly ball out into center field, coming in hard and not able to make the catch was Palmer. He made a good effort at it. So Byer gets on with a base hit. That'll bring up Cole Zwiefelhofer. He went 0 for 2 in Game 1. Trenton Palmer had a long ways to go and just couldn't quite get there in time. And the pitch. That's low for a ball. Fly ball out into center field. Palmer going back, and he makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Get the ball back in quickly as Byer had to retreat back to first, and it'll bring up Luke Schemenauer. Schemenauer went 0 for 2 in the first game. Andrew Milner on the mound. Looks over at first and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike one. When Milner gets a little bit ornery, Dan, that ball heats up a little.
Yeah, there's a little pop to it, when he brings it, now that the strike zone's maybe a little bit wider, we're going to see this extra pop.
Here's the pitch. Strike called on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Two down, runner on first. Brings up the number 10 hitter, Lucas Steinmetz. Steinmetz went 0 for 1 in Game 1. He also drew a walk. First pitch is a ball. And the pitch. There's a strike called at the letters. And the pitch. That's outside ball, gets away from Knickerbocker and down to second. goes Nolan Byer. Two balls and a strike to Lucas Steinmetz. And the pitch. Check swing high for a ball. He was tempted. Three balls and a strike. Ball four. Steinmetz did the right thing that time. He made sure that the ball was called a ball before taking off for first base.
Yeah, both those pitches back to back were pretty close.
Takes it back to the top of the order, and Jordan Steinmetz, who walked his first time up. Those are the two walks given up by Milner. Runners at first and second, 2 down. And we have a time called. Steinmetz felt like he was standing there a bit too long. They don't use a pitch clock here in this league. Milner delivers. Strike called on the outside third of the plate. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. Milner looks at second and delivers. And he called that one high. 2 balls and a strike to Jordan Steinmetz. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Counts even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on. Milner at the belt. And he delivers. That's outside in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Knickerbocker.
Yeah, 2 fastballs in a row. Let's see if they go to something else, maybe curveball.
This is where he comes back with that third fastball in a row just because you're thinking too much. And the pitch. Fly ball, right field foul. He hit that one pretty hard on a rope, but it went foul.
Yeah, another fastball.
It'll be traveling time again. Runners will be off on the pitch. Full count, 2 down. Runners go. Here's the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Moving over is Windenhausen, and he makes the catch. So, for the Tilden Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 were left on base. We've played 3, and it's the Cavaliers 1 and the Tigers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
And we're back at Casper Park, waiting for catcher Jordan Steinmetz, who just lined out to right field. And he's back out there now. Leading off for the Cavaliers in the top of the fourth inning is Cole Timon. Timon grounded to short his last time up. Skatasa at the mound, and he delivers the first pitch for a called strike on the inside corner. Skatasa looks in for the sign, goes into his motion and delivers. Line shot out in the left field for a base hit, and Timon is on with a single. That's going to bring up Sam Knickerbocker. He fouled out to the third baseman.
Oh, I'm on it. Oh, got two catchers. Oh.
They were talking about putting in a courtesy runner for Timon, but Timon is now the first baseman, so he's not eligible for a courtesy runner because Sam Knickerbocker, who's now at the plate, is the catcher. Pitchers and catchers can get courtesy runners. Here's the pitch. Strike called. Skatasa looking in. Peeks over his shoulder and delivers. He just missed on that one. A ball and a strike to Sam Knickerbocker. Ground ball over towards second. Scoop, throw to short for one. Timon is out at second, but Knickerbocker is on a fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Cody Dayton. Dayton singled to right his last time up.
Now we're getting to switch. Knickerbocker will come out.
And we'll try to pick up who's running for him out there. Here's a high pop foul on the right side, just outside the fence. And that pitch is a little bit low to Cody Dayton. Ashton Kroll is the courtesy runner for Sam Knickerbocker. And a pop foul on the right side. Ball and a strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on a missed. Evidently, that was 2 strikes because Dayton goes down swinging. 2 down. Brings up Cade Mueller. Mueller singled. Sent to left field his last time up. Here's the pitch. Strike called right on the inside edge of the plate. Tassa looking in. He delivers. That's high for a ball. Ball and a strike to Cade Mueller. Ashton Kroll over on first base. And the pitch. High pop up in the infield. Coming in is Drew Steinmetz. Well, check that. Adam LaRock made the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And we have played 3.5. And it's the Cavaliers 1 and the Tilden Tigers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 22nd, as the Cavaliers take on the Blue Hills Beasts from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 22nd on NLWN-TV.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My. Oh.
Back here at Carson Park, we head into the bottom half of the 4th inning. Cavaliers on top, 1-0. 2 up for the Tilden Tigers, Drew Steinmetz, Tanner Halverson, and John Shook. Steinmetz had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. This time he swings, drives it out into center field, and Palmer's under it and makes a catch. I'll bring up Tanner Halverson, who flew out to center field his last time up. Here's the pitch. It's high and away for a ball. And that's swung and missed. All at a strike to Tanner Halverson. And it's fouled back into the screen. Strike 2. Milner delivers. Soft fly ball out into left field. Moving under it is Tillman, and he grabs it for the out. That'll bring up John Shook, who grounded to short his last time up. Here's the pitch. That's a strike called. Overcast day here in Chippewa Falls. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove. Strike two. In the pitch. High pop up, shallow right field coming in as Windenhausen, and he makes the catch. So all three outfielders had a chance to contribute that inning because there's no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base because each outfielder caught an out. And the Cavs are on top 1-0 after 4 innings on NLWN-TV.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Back here at Carson Park, or no, we're not at Carson Park. We're at Casper Park, and due up for the Cavaliers in the top of the 5th inning are Trenton Palmer, then Brayton Tillman, and Jerome Delikowski. All three of them struck out their first time up. Here's the pitch. That one missed outside for a ball. And the pitch. Strike called. A ball and a strike. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike two. Palmer put a big swing on it. Here's the wind in the pitch. Check swing foul back into the fence. Steph Skatasa. Giving up 5 hits, but only 1 run. That pitch is low. Count is all even at 2-2 now to Trenton Palmer. Skatasa winds and fires. Fly ball out into, well, almost to left field. Hauled in by third baseman Byer. That's Nolan Byer. And stepping to the plate for the Cavaliers is Brayton Tillman. He went down looking his first time up. Strike called. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Moving back is Schemenauer, and he's got it. That'll bring up Jerome Delikowski. Something tells me, Dan, when Delikowski finally gets going here, gets the bat to heat up a little bit, he's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, he's first few games, he's just got to get in the rhythm here.
And Cassie was remembering, he reminds her a lot of a player the Cavs had a couple years ago that everybody just called Pogo. And he's taller than Pogo, but they both had the same ability with power and so on. Check swing, and he couldn't hold up. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, he's just got to start seeing the ball. I'm sure, just out of high school, the speed's just a little bit different here in CRBL.
Well, and he had a year off, too. Because it was a year ago he graduated. But he was a good athlete. Elk Mound native. Here's the pitch. That's low and in. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Foul back. Count holds at 2-2. Skatasa looking in. He winds and fires. And he looks at strike 3. So the Cavs go down in order in the 5th inning. And it's no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 4.5, and it's the Cavaliers 1 and the Tilden Tigers nothing on NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on June 1st when the Phoenix will travel to Wisconsin Dells to face the Wisconsin Wolfpack. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the Northern Lights Football League on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on June 1st.
We're back here at Casper Park, heading into the bottom of the 5th inning, due up for the Tilden Tigers. We have Adam LaRock, followed by Jacob Lacey, and then Nolan Byer. Andrew Milner still working on the mound. There's a ground ball over to third. 1 pitch and 1 out. As Xavier Bemnister scooped it up and fired over to first. That's going to bring up Jacob Lacey. Lacey grounded to second his last time up. And the pitch by Milner is outside for a ball. Pitch is high and away, ball 2. And the pitch. Foul back into the backstop. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Jacob Lacey. Milner winds and he delivers. Foul back into the screen. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch. And there's a strike at the letters. Milner gets him looking. Bring up Nolan Byer. He singled with the only hit so far of the day for the Tilden Tigers. That is just the second strikeout of the game for Milner. And pitch. That just missed. Pitch. Fly ball, infield pop-up, and moving over is Dayton, and he makes the catch. So for the Tigers, 3 up, 3 down, and we're going to head into the top of the 6th inning with the Cavaliers on top, 1-0 on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas. You know it's true. Mom, we love you always. Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Well, Dan, we were just talking, and if you like pitchers duels, this has been the ball game to come to.
Yeah, both teams brought good pitchers today. There's not much going on. Good defense. There's been some hits, but it's all pitching today.
So leading off is the top of the order for the Cavaliers, Caden Erickson. He doubled the left field his last time up. Skatas's first pitch. Line shot out into left field again, going back and making the over-the-shoulder catch. Out there in left field is Lucas Steinmetz. Erickson tagged that one pretty good. Just a few more feet over to the right, and he'd have put that one up against the fence. That'll bring up Xavier Bemnister. He singled his last time up, drove in the only Cavalier run, the only run of the game. Pitch was inside for a ball. And the pitch. That's low for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. And ball 3. There's the wind in the pitch. That's a strike called on the inside corner. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field, coming in is Schemenauer, and he makes the catch. I'll tell you what, Dan, those outfielders for the Tigers have some pretty good range.
Yeah. Yeah, that outfield for actually both teams has done really good here this afternoon. They're not playing too deep.
Carson Windenhausen, he's been struggling at the plate today. In this game, he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. He fouls that one into the dirt.
No, I think. No, they're on the beaches, I think.
Is Mesa in there?
Yeah, he's gonna talk to Ryan after the game.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes to Carson Windenhausen. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. That's down in the dirt for a ball. Count goes even at 2-2. Here's the wind in the pitch. That's high. Three and 2 is the count. And a strike 3 called. And the Cavs go down in order in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We've played 5.5, and it's the Cavs 1 and the Tigers nothing on NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
Owen, when you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
We didn't know what the future would hold, but we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Back here at Casper Park, 6th inning. Cavaliers leading 1-0 in the bottom of the 6th. 2 up for the Tilden Tigers. We have Cole Zwiefelhofer, Luke Schemenauer, and Lucas Steinmetz, the bottom 3 in the lineup. Zwiefelhofer flew out to center field his last time up. Went 0 for 2 in the first game. Andrew Milner looking in for the sign. Starts his motion and delivers. That just missed inside. Milner winds and fires. That was just a little high. Ball 2. I don't see any activity down in the Cavalier bullpen. There's a foul back into the screen. There's the pitch. Fly ball out into left field, coming on hard and not able to make the catch. Out in left field, and he's going to be on first. Tillman made a diving effort, but just couldn't get there as Wiefelhofer has a base hit. We'll bring up Luke Schemenauer, who struck out his first time up. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner. So out running at first base, if the wind would stop blowing my roster around, it's one that I don't have on my roster. It's a bunt. Milner picks it up, throws to first. They got him at first. The sacrifice bunt is completed. So the sacrifice 1-3. That's Ben Steinmetz out running on the bases as the pinch runner. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. This Steinmetz at the plate. He walked his first time up. Pitches inside for a ball. We do have some activity going on down in the Cavalier bullpen now. That pitch missed.
Number 12.
Oh, that's
Tyson?
Tyson Woodcock, yes. Reno is the count. And the get me over pitch is a called strike. 3 balls and a strike. Cavalier fans are trying to urge Andrew Milner on here. Tying runs at second. Here's the pitch. Ground ball over to second. Picked up by Dayton, throw to first. There's the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Jordan Steinmetz with the tying run over at third. And Dan, that's what would generally be called a productive out.
Yeah. Let's see if Milner can just get 3 quick strikes right here.
And get out of this. Milner's at the belt. And there's a called strike on the outside edge of the plate. Jordan Steinmetz he walked his first time up and then flew out to right field. That fly out to right field would not be a bad thing right now. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul.
One pitch.
No balls, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Tying runs on third. Knickerbocker goes out to have a little bit of a chat with Milner.
Two straight fastballs there.
Tyson Woodcock still warming in the Cavalier bullpen. Jordan Steinmetz steps back in. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Just off the plate for a ball. Pretty good time for a chase me pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And a line shot down the first baseline made PJ Lacoya, who's coaching down in the first base box, dive to get out of the way. Just about took his head off. Count remains 1-2. Here's the pitch. Foul back into the screen. That still remains 1-2. 2 down. Tying runs at third. Bottom of the 6th inning. Cavaliers up 1-0. Jordan Steinmetz at the plate. And the pitch. Ground ball out to short. Erickson picks it up, throws to first, and they got him. So for the Tilden Tigers, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 left on base. So we've played 6 complete, and it's the Cavaliers 1 and the Tigers nothing on NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think one of the things us veterans are hoping for is soon the cabin will be built.
It's going to be amazing to be able to come to a place like this and stay at a cabin with amazing people, animals, a view, and get away from it all.
Country Haven Farms is fundraising to complete our cabin, giving Wisconsin veterans and their families a much-needed escape in the Northwoods. Donations of any amount are encouraged, and sponsorships are available at all levels. To make a donation or sponsorship, please visit our website or give us a call.
Owen, when you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
We didn't know what the future would hold, but we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
And we head into the 7th inning with the Cavaliers on top, 1-0. Due up for the Cavs, Cole Timon. He's 1 for 2. Single to left his last time up. Cavs have 1 run on 5 hits. Tilden, no runs on 2 hits. And Timon fouls the first one back. And the pitch. That's low for a ball. Skatasa fires. And it's high for a ball. Or check that. That's still Skatasa out there. And the count goes to 3-1 to Cole Timon. And it's ball 4. And I'm looking, I think we're going to get, yes, we're going to get a pinch runner. Josh Garcia is going to come in and run for Timon.
Josh has speed. See if we can get him to second.
Sam Knickerbocker at the plate. Pitches a called strike at the letters. Knickerbocker grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. He's also fouled out, so he's 0 for 2. Throw over to first. Garcia back safely. Skatasa at the belt. And he delivers. Strike called. Knickerbocker didn't like that call. He's being urged on by Ryan Bemnister to be aggressive up there. No balls, 2 strikes. Garcia with his lead. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Coming over and the wind playing with it a little bit. And Schemenauer is able to get under it and make the catch. That'll bring up Cody Dayton. He singled his first time up and then struck out. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cody Dayton. And the pitch. That's a strike called over the inside corner. A ball and 2 strikes. Throw over to first. Garcia back. Skatasa looking in. And the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. 2 down. That'll bring up Cade Mueller. Mueller is 1 for 2. Single to left and then pop to second. Josh Garcia over on first. Running for Cole Timon. And the pitch. And it's a strike called. Mueller did a check swing, but the umpire said strike 1. And the pitch. Soft liner out into center field. Coming in and making the catch is Halverson. So the Cavaliers go down in the 7th with no runs on no hits, no errors, one man left on base. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th with the Cavaliers clinging to a 1-0 lead on NLWN-TV.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jana passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jana Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
to learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Here we go into the bottom of the 7th inning. Cavaliers are on top. Andrew Milner gets back out on the mound. By the way, Cole Timon re-entered the game. He's back at first base. And leading off is Drew Steinmetz. He's 0 for 1. Also completed a sacrifice bunt. And the first pitch was a called strike. Milner winds and fires. It's a little high for a ball. Here's the wind and the pitch. Oh, that didn't miss by much.
Yeah, chased him off the plate.
Two balls and a strike. And that missed, ball 3. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. 3 balls and a strike. Or 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count to Drew Steinmetz. And it's fouled back out of play. Ends up over in the pine trees back there. That's not far from where your truck was parked when it got thumped, was it?
That was the event of the day. Everybody was wondering what if it was going to get hit.
It's a strike 3 called. Drew Steinmetz goes down looking. 1 down brings up Tanner Halverson.
Yeah, Drew
I'll be honest with you, Dan. Steinmetz going down there is big because Halverson has the ability to put it out over the fence. And if Steinmetz would have gotten on, it would have ended the game.
Right. Yeah, Steinmetz didn't like the call. It's been up in the top zone all game. And the players got to stay up there in that zone.
Here's the pitch. Inside for a ball. Here's the wind in the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike to Tanner Halverson. He's 0 for 2. Flew out to center, flew out to left. Good time to fly out to right. Share the love. That pitch is in the dirt. One 1 is the count to Tanner Halverson. Milner delivers. Pop up foul. Being chased by Timon. He can't quite get there. So the count goes to 2-2. Milner fires. Fly ball out into left center field, going back and making the catch out there. No, he dropped it. He couldn't hang on all the way to the ground was Tillman. Almost looked like an NFL call that time.
Yeah, good hit by Tanner Halverson.
So Halverson represents the tying run. Out on second base. And that's going to bring up John Shook, who's 0 for 2. Grounded to short and flew out to right. And we're going to have a bit of a conference at the mound here.
Yeah, I think Tanner Halverson did see that, that those up and zone pitches were called strikes, and he stuck up there and got a hold of one.
And Tillman gave it everything he had. He had it in his glove. Just could not hang on. So they've had everything to say, or they said everything they had to say out on the mound. As Ryan Bemnister heads back to the dugout. One down, one on. That's Halverson over at second. John Shook at the plate. Bottom of the 7th inning, Cavs up 1-0. Andrew Milner trying to finish it off, a complete game. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Milner looking in, then checking second and delivers. Strike called on the inside half of the plate. Shook didn't like that one. But it was over the plate. Shook is practically on top of it. And the pitch by Milner. That's a little bit low. Two balls and 2 strikes. Milner at the belt and delivers. It's high for ball 3. John Shook, the designated hitter. Halverson representing the tying run at second. Milner fires. Fly ball out towards center field. Moving over is neither one of them can get to it. It fell in front of Windenhausen, and Shook gets on with a base hit. Halverson had to hold up to see if the ball got caught, so he only gets as far as third. So
maybe a little miscommunication out there in the field.
I think
it's there, and it was
didn't look like it was uncatchable, and maybe it was a case of, like you say, miscommunication or lack thereof. Adam LaRock at the plate. 0 for 2. Tying run's on third with 1 out. Winning run is on first. Swing and a miss. That was LaRock's home run cut right there. And he squares and bunts. It's a suicide squeeze tossed to home, and they don't get him.
Good. That's a gutsy decision by Tilden.
It was.
But it worked.
So give LaRock an RBI as Halverson comes in to score to tie the game. And that's going to be it for Andrew Milner as Ryan Bemnister heads to the mound. I think we're going to see Tyson Woodcock, and that's who's heading out there. And we'll get that all straightened out right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy, and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United
Life's
States.
daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Now we're back here at Casper Park. New pitcher for the Cavaliers, Tyson Woodcock, trying to come in and close this thing down. Andrew Milner went 6 1/3, gave up 1 run. It was earned on 5 hits, walked 2, struck out 3. A really good performance until the Tigers cobbled together that run that just happened. Milner's also responsible for the 2 runners that are on base.
Yeah, good game. And who would ever think 2 outs in the 7th?
Well, 1 out. But,
1 out, and then they go with a bunt.
So, stepping up to the plate is Jacob Lacey, 0 for 2. Winning run is on second. That pitch missed outside for a ball. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball over to second. Throw to short. Throw to first. And he beat the throw. So Jacob Lacey's on a fielder's choice. And LaRock is out 4-6 at second base. But John Shook moves over to third. So the winning run is 90 feet away for the Tilden Tigers. Runners on the corners. Woodcock delivers foul ball out of play on the left side. And the pitch. That's a little bit low for a ball. And the pitch. Sam Knickerbocker blocks it. Now, that's the other thing. Can't let anything get by.
Yeah, and if it does, Tyson has to hustle to home.
2 balls and a strike. To Nolan Byer. Here's the pitch. Line shot, foul down the left field line. There's 1 for 2. He singled to center field and then popped out to second. Runner at third is John Shook. Ground ball over to third. Picked up by Bemnister. Throw to first, and they got him. So we're going to bonus baseball as we're going to head to the 8th with the Cavaliers and the Wood Ticks all tied at, or not Wood Ticks, the Tilden Tigers all tied at 1 on NLWN-TV.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Well, here we go, Dan. Bonus baseball. We head to the 8th inning.
Yeah, defensive battle, and all of a sudden, Tilden Tigers are figuring out their offense here.
Grew up for the Cavaliers, Trenton Palmer, Brayton Tillman, and Jerome Delikowski. And the first pitch misses outside for a ball.
Clear the air, right?
Let a fly ball out towards left field on the foul territory. And making the catch over there was Lucas Steinmetz. We'll bring up Brayton Tillman. He's 0 for 2, struck out and flew out to right. First pitch is outside for a ball. Tillman got off to a hot start. Now he's coming back down to earth a little bit. Here's the pitch. That's high. Two balls, no strikes. And there's a strike on the outside corner. 2-1. Foul back to the screen. That's 2-2. To Brayton Tillman. 0 for 2 in game 2. Went 1 for 2 in game 1. Katasa delivers the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. 2 down in the top of the 8th inning. That's going to bring up Jerome Delikowski.
Yeah, he's seen the ball twice today, so see if his eyes can catch up to it.
Third time around for a pitcher. It's usually kind of tough. That's low for a ball. Here's the wind in the pitch. Ground ball over to first. And flip to Skatasa covering the bag for the out. So for the Cavaliers, nothing across in the top of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We're all tied at 1 on NLWN-TV.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving. I definitely can't drive.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
All right, we're going to head to the bottom of the 8th. Tyson Woodcock on the mound. Grew up for the Tilden Tigers are Coles Wiefelhofer, Luke Schemenauer, and Lucas Steinmetz. First pitch was a ball. There's a ground ball over to third. Bemnister picks it up, throws to first, and they got him. That'll bring up Luke Schemenauer. His sacrifice bunt his last time up, moved the runners over. He also struck out. Wind in the pitch. Ground ball. That gets through into left field for a base hit. That'll bring up Lucas Steinmetz with one out. Steinmetz walked and then grounded to second. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. And the pitch outside. Two balls and no strikes to Lucas Steinmetz. And the pitch. Strike called. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike 2 counts even at 2-2. Tyson Woodcock on the mound for the Cavs. And the pitch. Ground ball over towards short. Erickson fields it, throws to second for the force at second. So Steinmetz is on a fielder's choice. And Schemenauer is out 6-4. 2 down. It takes us to the top of the order. Jordan Steinmetz at the plate. He's 0 for 2. Walked, flew out to right, and grounded to short. And the pitch. That's a strike called on the outside corner. And the pitch. High pop-up out towards center field. Palmer under it, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So, the Tilden Tigers, no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on base. We've played 8, and we get more bonus baseball on NLWN-TV.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. It's here. It's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Let NLWN-TV take you out to the ball game. Our next game will be on Wednesday, May 22nd, as the Cavaliers take on the Blue Hills Beasts from Carson Park. Coverage begins with the In the Dugout show at 6:30, followed by live play-by-play action. That's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, May 22nd on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
Here we go into the 9th inning. Top of the 9th. Cavaliers up on top.
We got no rump on the bump.
Oh, we do.
Number 12.
Well, that would be Brendan Brazina.
So good.
That voice you hear whispering in the background is Amanda raving about Brazina's chicken.
Yeah. I don't know if they're still in Chippewa, right uptown there.
Right by the fairgrounds.
Okay.
They're not up on top of the hill anymore.
Oh,
yeah, that's by the fairgrounds.
Okay, yeah. I was still the one up on the top. I haven't been to the new one yet.
The first pitch was a called strike, by the way.
Yeah, we don't have. We're talking food up here. We must be getting hungry.
Ball and a strike. And Caden Erickson at the plate. Swung on and missed at one in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes. There's the wind and the pitch. That's low for a ball. Count evens up at 2-2. Winding the pitch. Swung and fouled back. Count remains 2-2. Brzezina's 2-2 pitch. That's down low. Count goes full to Caden Erickson. By the way, the numbers for Steph Skatasa, he went 8 innings, gave up 1 run. It was earned on 5 hits, walked 1, struck out 11. A heck of a pitching job today by Steph Skatasa. Here's the wind in the pitch. That's high for ball 4. So Erickson draws a walk. It brings up Xavier Bemnister, who's 1 for 2 today. Got an RBI single. Flew out to right and drew a walk. Not in that order. Go ahead, run on first. Nobody out. Brzezina's pitch. Strike called. Erickson takes his lead. Brzezina at the belt. Puts that one back to the backstop, and Brzezina went down hard on the mound. Lost his footing. So Erickson is over on second. I think what happened there is Brzezina misplanted his foot, which is why that ball was as wild a pitch as it was. Brzezina delivers. That one's low. 2 balls and a strike. Go ahead, run out at second, and the umpire calls time. It's a new ball. May have been a dark spot on that other one after that scuff through the dirt there.
Yeah, this is a little advantage for the Cavaliers right here.
Nobody out. Ground ball through the hole into left field. Here comes Erickson, and they're going to hold him at third. Probably a good decision. As Bemnister is on with a base hit. Runners at the corners. Carson Windenhausen comes to the plate. Windenhausen 0 for 3, and we're going to have a conference at the mound. Ryan Byer heading out there. I suspect this may also be a defensive discussion about how they want to play this with runners on the corners.
Yeah, I would guess we're probably going to see Xavier go. And,
he's already gone twice in this game. Once he got caught stealing, the other time he stole the base. A couple of encouraging words for Carson Windenhausen by Ryan Bemnister. So Xavier Bemnister on first, Caden Erickson on third. The conference is broken up. Everybody returns back to where they came from, or from whence they came. Here's the pitch. Check swing. I think he called that a ball. No, he called it a strike. He wasn't quite as demonstrative as he usually is. Here's the pitch, and Brzezina steps off the rubber. Now he's back on.
Yeah, tough spot for Brazina trying to hold this game.
And the pitch. That one's low and inside for a ball. Counts even at 1-1. Brendan Brazina on the mound in relief for the Tilden Tigers. Here's the pitch. Foul back. And the pitch. Line shot out in the left field. In comes Erickson to score. Bedminster checks in at second, and Carson Windenhausen with an RBI single puts the Cavaliers back on top.
I got job by Windenhausen. Stick with it.
That brings up Cole Diamond. He walked his last time up, and Josh Garcia came in to run for him. He's also singled in this game and grounded to short. Still nobody out. Cavs have 2 runners on. Be a good time for here's a called strike. For the Cavs to hang a crooked number on the board, which it's been a while since they've done. Brazina looks at second. Now he delivers. Foul back out of play. Brazina looking at second. Ground ball out towards second base. LaRock couldn't handle it. It kind of short hopped up his arm, and he couldn't handle it, and everybody is safe. So we have Xavier Bedminster on third, Carson Windenhausen on second, Cole Timon on first. Sam Knickerbocker at the plate. He fouled out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and then flew out to right. Flying out to right now would score another run. That pitch is outside for a ball. And the pitch. That's outside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. And ball 3. Nowhere to put him. Nobody out. Bases loaded and a 3-0 count. Dan, if Sam Knickerbocker swings the bat, somebody's going to run him out of town on a rail.
Right field's open too, if he can get it down the line.
And it's ball 4, an RBI walk for Sam Knickerbocker. So the Cavs go up 3-1. Cody Dayton steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Base is still loaded. Nobody out. There's a strike called on the inside corner. Cavaliers have an opportunity now to put some distance between them and the Tilden Tigers in this game. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. One ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike two. One ball, two strikes to Cody Dayton. Here's the pitch. That's down low, counts even at 2-2.
Yeah, I don't know if Brazino was paying attention. All those strikes were upstairs, and he's been going downstairs.
And the pitch. Line shot out in the right center field for a base hit. It gets past the fielders. It's scooped up, but one run is in. Here comes another run. Windenhausen has scored. Timon has scored. And Cody Dayton with a 2 RBI single. It puts the Cavs up on top, 5-1. Pitch is outside for a ball to Cade Mueller. Still nobody out. Runners on the corners. Dayton's on first. Knickerbocker on third. Throw over to first, and Dayton's back safely. Brazina at the belt, and he delivers. Ground ball to third, and tagging out the Knickerbocker at third is Beyer. So, let Mueller be out on a fielder's choice, and Cody Dayton went down to second. Knickerbocker was tagged out 5 unassisted. And that brings up Trenton Palmer. There's a line shot, takes a high hop, throw to second for one, and they can't get the double play. So Trenton Palmer's on a fielder's choice. And Mueller is out. 3-6. And Cody Dayton is over on third. So Cavs still have runners on the corners, but now there's 2 outs. And pitch is high for a ball. There's a pitch on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brayton Tillman. Tillman's the 9th batter up this inning for the Cavs. Check swing high. 2 balls and a strike. Brazina tosses over to first. Palmer back in safely. And the pitch. Curveball missed outside for a ball. And the pitch. Runner goes from first to second, and they just let it happen. So runners at second and third now. And the count is full to Brayton Tillman. Soft liner and pulled in by Drew Steinmetz for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Cavs do some damage. They pick up 4 runs. on 3 Tilden hits, or 3 hits and 1 Tilden error. And we've completed 8.5, and it's the Cavaliers 5 and the Tilden Tigers 1 on NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Dan's taking a peek down in the bullpen. The Cavaliers have a little bit of activity going on down there. He'll get us some names shortly. A couple different people warming up. As we head to the bottom of the 9th inning, Cavaliers on top, 5-1.
24.
Tyson Woodcock is looking to pick up a win. Dalton Steele down there warming up.
And 14.
And also warming up is Eli Rathke. Steele kind of got roughed up a little bit yesterday against Spooner. He was the losing pitcher in that effort. First pitch is a called strike to Drew Steinmetz. Woodcock delivers. Swing and pop foul. Knickerbocker moves over and makes the catch. That'll bring up Tanner Halverson. He doubled his last time up and scored the run to send it into extra innings. And the pitch, it's high. Pitch is called strike on the inside corner. That one's low and inside. The ball's in a strike to Tanner Halverson. High and tight. Sounds like a haircut.
High and tight.
3-1 is the count. It's a hitter's pitch for Halverson. Woodcock at the belt, and he delivers. Swing and a miss. Halverson wanted to send that one into the next county. I don't think he told the people in Rice Lake to get ready to duck yet. Out is full to Tanner Halverson. And the pitch. Fly ball out into right field.
That might be trouble.
Giving a chase over there is Windenhausen. And Tanner Halverson's going to check into second with a double. That's the second straight double for Halverson. Brings up John Shook. He singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Woodcock looks over at second and delivers. That's a strike called. Shook. Waits for the pitch, and it's delivered at the letters. No balls and 2 strikes. Woodcock looks at second, and the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball foul down the third baseline. And the pitch. And that's fouled back into the screen. And the pitch. Soft liner out into left field, and this time he made the catch. A diving catch out there in left field by Brayton Tillman, and he came up with it.
Which holds the runner at second.
He spun up off the ground as soon as he caught it to make sure that he was ready to throw in case Halverson tagged to go. Adam LaRocque at the plate. He laid down a really nice suicide squeeze bunt his last time up, which is what scored Halverson. The first pitch was a called strike. And the pitch. Fouled. So the Tigers are down to their last strike. Woodcock at the belt. And he delivers. Oh, that just missed. That was a good chase pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch is fouled away. Count holds at 1-2. We're in the bottom of the ninth. Cavaliers on top, 5-1. 2 down. Woodcock at the belt. And the pitch. High pop up. Timon is under it. He dropped the ball. It was a little bit behind him, went off the end of his glove, and he dropped the ball. In to score is Halverson. That's the first error by the Cavaliers in this game. No RBI is granted on that. It's also not an earned run.
Now, probably the wind drifted it just a little bit.
Runner goes. Cavs aren't really paying a whole lot of attention to him. Woodcock didn't worry about him. LaRocque is on second. A ball and no strikes. To Jacob Lacey. Her pitch is outside. 2-0. And the pitch. The ball's in 1 strike now to Jacob Lacey. Woodcock at the belt, and he delivers. Ground ball over to second. Dayton throws to first, and they got him. So, Jacob Lacey grounds out second to first, and that will do it as the Cavaliers come away winners 5-2 to the Tilden Tigers. Winning pitcher in this game was Tyson Woodcock, losing pitcher Brendan Brezina, and we'll have more in Talking Baseball after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
The Phoenix are rising. NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network are excited to be your home for Chippewa Valley Phoenix semi-pro football. Our next game will be on June 1st when the Phoenix will travel to Wisconsin Dells to face the Wisconsin Wolfpack. Follow the Phoenix as they battle their way through the Northern Lights Football League on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and NLWN-2. That's exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football on June 1st.
You've been watching Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball on NLWN-TV. This copyrighted presentation has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network in conjunction with the Eau Claire Cavaliers and is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction in any form without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and the Eau Claire Cavaliers is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball, with a look back at today's game.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, back out to the ballpark.
And we're back here at Casper Park in Chippewa Falls, where the Cavaliers have earned the split of the doubleheader today with a 5-3 win over the Tilden Tigers in the nightcap. Winning pitcher was Tyson Woodcock. He went 2 2/3 innings in relief, allowed 1 run, which was not an earned run, on 2 hits, did not walk anybody or strike anybody out. Did a lot of pitch to contact and let his fielders do the work. Brendan Brezina through an inning. He's the losing pitcher. He gave up 4 runs. 3 of those were earned, and he did that on 3 hits. He walked 2 and did not strike anybody out. So, Cavaliers pulled it back together in that second game. Dan, your thoughts?
Yeah, good defense by both teams. You know, Brezina, he just kind of got stuck in a tough situation, and he got behind in a few batters and then had to kind of put some down the middle, you know, to stay in this, and Cavalier bats found it, and that's how you get runs.
And I think you had a point also earlier in the game. The strike zone for this umpire was a high strike zone, and Brezina wanted to pound the ball down low, and that just he wasn't getting the calls down there.
Yeah.
And that frustrated him also, and the Cavaliers showed a little patience.
Yeah, then he came up in the middle of the zone, and then that's disaster if you're putting it right down the middle.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. So we're waiting for Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister to come on up and join us for Talking Baseball, and we'll have him come up here and give us his opinion of today's game, and we'll do that right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Owen, when you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
We didn't know what the future would hold, but we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life, and I am so proud to call you my son.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
And I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
I've always been told I gotta be strong. Thick skin, tough as nails. But to be everything for everybody, it wears on you. Black don't crack, they say. But it can. We all can. Reach out to a friend if you see them going through it. No matter who you are, being vulnerable is what makes us whole. Learn how to help at seizetheawkward.org.
Back here at Casper Park, and joining us on Talkin' Baseball is Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. Ryan, when we were doing the Ryan Bemnister show, you said it was pretty critical that you guys come away with a split with this game or this doubleheader. It's exactly what you did.
Yeah, and the game one was really close, like 2-0. 6 hits total between the two teams. Really good pitching performances by both sides. Not much you can do there. And second game, same thing. Great pitching matchup up to that 7th inning. When they tied it up, a great play by LaRock on the bunt. Scored all of a sudden for third. It's almost an indefensible play. But the guys locked down after that, and we finished out the game with a win.
And the bats kind of exploded for you after that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the guys, they were there all day long. You could see it with a bunch of them, the 9-10 guys that we had there. You can see the cover was real close to coming off of the back bag.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to come alive. And they just did. Before we got to that inning, we had 3-4 hits before that. Ended up getting 4 hits in that inning, I think, to get us to 8 hits overall in the second game, which is good because another good pitcher threw against us. They brought Brazini in at the end. He's a good kid, good pitcher. He wasn't getting them a lot of those hooks called for a strike, so it kind of hurt his.
Yeah, we were talking about that up here just a little bit ago, that this strike zone with this second umpire for game 2 was a little higher strike zone. And Brazina looked like he was trying to pound the ball low, and he just wasn't getting those calls. And it's a case of a kid not adjusting to what the umpire is going to give you.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate when something like that happens because, being a guy that's been around baseball for as long as I haven't seen as many pitchers try to do the same thing. It's disheartening to watch that, especially a kid that I've known. But then what that forces you to do is to bring it up, and as soon as you do that against good hitters,
and that's
line drive.
You just made Dan sound like a genius because that's exactly what he just said. And
he's a genius.
Well, of course, that's why he works for us. And, folks, if you could see the look Ryan just gave me, it was, I should say several really good pitching performances by Cavaliers. Lucas Costley in game 1 threw well. He just didn't get any run support.
Yeah, only gave up he gave up 2 hits. I think Jax gave up the other 2, or he gave up 3 and 1, whatever it was. But Yeah, no runs for Lucas, and it was, we knew runs were going to be at a premium today. So we had a high pressure situation. Lucas hasn't thrown in a long time. He also hasn't been stretched out in a long time, being just a relief pitcher over in school this year. So he said he goes, my cap was probably going to be 80. I think he threw 72, 73. When he walked off that mound, he said he was done, which we already had a plan in place with the guys that we had. Jax knew that he was going to pitch in the first game if he had to, because he had to leave in the second game. He came in, locked him down. We gave ourselves a little bit of a chance with having a couple of guys on and a couple of innings, but not much.
Now, we don't remember Jackson Vance being a side armor. Is that new?
Yeah, he had picked up in the spring, and it's been more effective for him.
And it looked like, actually, the first couple of hitters, it looked like he wasn't able to find the strike zone, but it took him a couple of hitters to just get into the groove. Then he was right there.
And I've known Jackson for a long time. Him and my son played baseball in high school together, and Babe Ruth and Little League and all that. You name it, they played together in it. So Jackson's always been one of those guys, like, if he's settled in right away, you know it, because it's just bang in the zone. If it's something like today, all you got to do is go out there and talk to him, and I say, hey, how's it going? Take a breath. He's like, good. I'm just kind of trying to get locked in. As soon as I left, he got locked in. And
right.
Done. So that's what Jackson does.
And then in game 2, it's almost a shame that Andrew Milner doesn't get a decision in this game. 6 1/3, gave up 1 run on 5 hits, and most of those came really late. And he only walked 2. The unusual part of his line today was that he only struck out 3, and he's usually good for 1 to 1.5 strikeouts per inning. But it's really effective performance.
It's Tilden. Tilden's got hitters up and down that lineup that they bat 10 guys in these games, where most teams bat 9 for a reason, because they got 10 guys that hit the ball. So you're not going to strike these guys out a bunch. They battle up there. They make you throw pitches you don't want to throw to make mistakes, and they take advantage of those mistakes. Luckily, we're able to avoid big mistakes in that game, and the pitchers were able to continue to hit the zone and force them to put the ball in play where we were playing.
And then, of course, Tyson Woodcock came in and really threw an outstanding 2 2/3 innings. He did give up the 1 run, but it wasn't an earned run, and 2 hits.
Did you hear that call time? And it's not an earned run.
Yeah, that was easy. That one was really easy to figure out. And he only gave up 2 hits. Really nice job by Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson, and he did a good job yesterday. He did a good job last week. He's somebody we're going to rely heavily on this year, just because of what we have for position players that can pitch also. They're probably going to be playing the field more often than throwing. So Tyson's one of those guys that's going to be...
He almost seems like he's kind of working his way into a closer role.
He'll be long relief close. Yeah, he's one guy I can depend on no matter what. His arm's made out of rubber. It's perfect for what the Cavs need and what the Cavs do. So he fits in perfect with the team. He's a great kid. All these guys. I told him in the huddle, they're like, this is Cavs baseball. Yeah, it was 1-1, but this is how we play. We wait for mistakes, take advantage of those mistakes. We play respectful baseball, and that's what we do.
Well, Ryan, you got the doubleheader split. That was pretty critical for CRBL competition. You are now 1-2 in the CRBL, and you are 2-3 overall. And the season is off and running, and good things are going to happen.
You can see what the Cavs are made of with going against 2 of the better teams in the league in their first 3 games. I know we went 1-2 against those 2 teams, but we were full arsenal against Osseo. We were full arsenal against Tilden today. And we get a couple of hits. It's a 2-0 for us instead of 1-1.
Well, at the risk of getting really corny, I'm going to bring up the title of a song from the play Damn Yankees, and it's You Gotta Have Heart. And that's what the Cavs sure appear to have.
100%. Those guys love each other, and they're on each other's backs all the entire game, so it's great.
All right. Thank you for joining us today on Talking Baseball. We'll have a final wrap-up right after this timeout on NLWN-TV.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
And we're back here at Casper Park getting ready to wrap things up today. Cavaliers gain the split over the Tilden Tigers. First game was 2-0, and the second game was 5-2. And so the Cavaliers pick up the split. Dan, your final thoughts? If you put that on, yes.
Yeah, final thoughts. Yeah, I thought defense was really good for both teams. Cavs defense locked down in the second half of the second game, and Bats came alive. Exactly what you want to have happen.
And they came alive at a critical spot.
Yeah. That's where you get those late pitchers, can kind of get them in trouble, and the Cavs figure that out and get those runs and hold the lead.
And the Cavs will step out of league play on Wednesday. And so make sure you join us on Wednesday, May 22nd on NLWN-TV as we bring you the Cavaliers playing host to the new kids in town, the Blue Hills Beasts. Coverage begins at 6:30 p.m. with the In the Dugout show, and that's followed by live play-by-play. Also join us on NLWN-2 for exciting Chippewa Valley Phoenix football. Our next game will be on Saturday, June 1st, when the Phoenix travel to Wisconsin Dells to take on the Wisconsin Wolfpack. Phoenix Rising starts at 4:30 p.m. with live play-by-play action following. Also join us on NLWN-TV on Tuesday, May 21st, as we bring you Colfax Viking baseball. The Vikings will wrap up their regular season by hosting the Cochran Fountain City Pirates in a non-conference matchup. And I want to express, weather permitting, weather forecast is not looking good for that day. But I've seen things happen when it wasn't supposed to, so we'll see what goes on there. The bullpen show will start at 4:40 with live play-by-play to follow. The Eau Claire Cavaliers do want to remind veterans of the United States military that they can get a lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games by simply coming to Carson Park with your veterans identification, and the Cavaliers will be happy to issue you your lifetime pass. It's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service. Today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball games have been brought to you by the Menominee Eye and Optical, with quality personalized care for you and your family. Your Napa Auto Parts store at 3580 Mall Drive in Eau Claire. Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Comfort food the way Mom used to make it. Midwest Environmental Consultants, lawn care and soil testing experts for Western Wisconsin. Royal Credit Union, where they're different in a good way. And C&K Construction, concrete experts in the Chippewa Valley. Be sure to thank these fine sponsors for bringing you Eau Claire Cavalier baseball on NLWN-TV. So this is Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, Amanda Lemler, and Cassie Nelson, who's given us the great shots on the camera. And that final score once again in Game 2, the Cavaliers 5 and the Tilden Tigers 2. You've been tuned to Talkin' Baseball on NLWN-TV.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.